Who has scraps? Oh, look at this pile of scraps. It was once a file folder and now it's an explosion of paper. Hey, it's Bitty Penny. Welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad you're here. This is a motivational video. I had 30 minutes to play. So I got to my craft desk at 5:30 a.m. instead of 5 a.m. And domestic shift starts sharply at 6 a.m. these days. So I had 30 minutes, but I wanted to make some cards and I wanted to tackle my scraps. So I sat down and I just started sorting through these, kind of finding like colors and patterns that I thought were complementary. Me and the members here on my channel are making clusters right now. So I found a lot of pieces I thought would be good for clusters. And yeah, so I'm just going to kind of sort through these. I have a few tips, maybe. I don't know. They're just scraps. Like, I guess my first tip is don't take it too seriously. Don't worry about the outcome. Like, you're not trying to make the next greatest card on earth. Like, just enjoy yourself and use the things you have and love them a second time. They served you well the first time. Use them again. I mean, the great thing about scraps is this has got to be stuff that you really enjoyed. One, you used it, you bought it. Two, you saved those tiny pieces of paper. You probably saved them because they were amazing and you loved them. So I'm just grabbing all kinds of things here. I mean, some stuff is already made. I've got cards in here. I've got things in here that don't belong, which I'll end up figuring out. I have these that are basically already like the size of a card. I save when I use up a paper pad, I save the front and back covers of those because I use them for mini albums and all kinds of things. Yeah, there, I just found a card. Why is it in here? I don't know. It's okay. So I'm just sorting through. So this is kind of like a scrap attack, which is what I'm doing in 2024. I'm attacking those scraps, giving them all another lustrous life in the craft room. Oh, a whole paper pad. Yep, that doesn't go in there. Anyways, so I'm about done here, but I really just wanted you to see my scraps and see the process. So I just flipped through. It closes a little better now. And I've got a pile, and I'm just going to kind of start sorting these by size. And so I'm sorting all of this by size and not really worrying about color at all. I'm just going by size. Now, once you get them sorted by size, you could certainly do them by color, or you could just do them by color and not worry about size. Whatever you choose. I just think it's kind of fun to sit down, get some different piles going, and then you can work from the piles. So my desk is going to be a little cluttered in this video. It's going to get better. It's going to get better, but you know, fair warning, because I want you to see the full process. I did not edit. I did not plan. I did not sketch. I didn't do anything. You know, I'm just playing with my scraps. If you sort your scraps out by the size, then you could think about card sketches and things like that. When I was tearing that lady out, always keep one thumb over your image that you don't want torn. If you cover the image that you don't want torn with your thumb, guess what? You won't tear it. Just a little tip. I noticed I had someone question about if I had left the process in of tearing around the birds for my 25 cards that I did on Saturday on my Oh So Inspired video, and I didn't leave that process in, but I will try to share that again. But right there, when I was tearing out that lady, that's what I was doing. This is not my favorite glue. It's just that Sparkle Heart and I had been doing some serious Barbie crafting on Sunday, and my glue was not available, so this was just the closest thing. Again, I only had 30 minutes, so I couldn't just get sidetracked and go get my glue and be perfectly prepared. I just had to get what I could what I had at arm's reach and make the most of it. So I'm using this one. Look, it's not terrible glue, but it's a little thick. I don't like the way it causes my paper to kind of bubble. That's the thing. And when I'm working through my scraps, I can have all different kind of thicknesses of paper, and I just really like my PVA. I know what to expect from it with all paper types, and when I deviate with like this clear glue, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what to expect. So I'm playing again with these bases that are pretty much a card base size. So that was just super easy. I have these random scraps. This one that is right here, this was actually like your package was packed by Althena from scrapbook.com. Thanks, Althena. You did a great job. Love this quote. So I had just had some fun with these. I do want to go back to a couple of these, like that first card I made, and I want to add a quote to that. Another thing to think about are like if there's specific themes you want to work on when you grab your scraps, like maybe you need birthday cards, maybe you need thank you cards, maybe you want crafty, funny pun cards, whatever you're, just as you're flipping through your scraps, think about like, what are your card needs? What are these papers lending themselves to? And what can you do with it? So with my cards today, I wanted to make quirky, funny, like crafty quote cards. That's kind of what I was going for. I don't know. I don't even know what that's. I obviously don't even know how to tell you what I'm trying to do, but what theme I'm trying to do. But you get it. That second card said it all. Okay. Look, I'm not overthinking anything. I think just play and have fun. You also don't have to have a theme in mind at all. So I'm like, hey, maybe you can have a theme. And now I'm like, hey, guess what? You don't have to have a theme at all. And that's true, like, because you're just playing with your scraps, so you don't have to have a theme. It's just, there's a lot of ways to do this, and there's I think a lot of different thought processes. So I invite you guys to leave your ideas down in the comments below about how you tackle your scraps. Of course, there's like die cutting that you can do with them. If you sort them by size, you can maybe tackle different card sketches, like grab a card sketch, grab something from a sheet load. You can tackle those. I'm going to use a cluster from my cluster book. This is a book that I'm making with my channel members right now. And these clusters are perfect for card making and junk journaling. And so I thought of this one and I was just like, okay, cool. Let me grab a cluster. Maybe you have a bunch of unfinished bags of ephemera. Hey, we've all been there. You get a pack of ephemera and you're like, I'm just going to use some of this to make a few cards. And then you've got a few pieces left. And then you have another one. And you have a few pieces left. Maybe grab all those packs of ephemera where you just had a few left. Grab your scraps. Surely somewhere in there, things are going to line up and you're going to be able to make cards. Maybe that's a great way to work through, a bunch of your scraps and a bunch of your, ephemera piles. We've all got them. We all have them. So this one, I really love this image. I had sized these to get 4 A2 cards. So I could have just left this and it would have covered an A2 card front perfectly, but no. And I thought, well, I could ink blend around it, but no. I could stencil around it. No, I'm not doing any of that. I'm really trying to just stick to my scraps. So I decide I'm going to tear it. So here's another little tearing lesson. See how I'm using my thumb? As awkward as it can be on these bigger pieces, I'm just using my thumb. I'm covering the part that I don't want to tear. The image. I'm covering the image with my left thumb. and then I'm tearing with my right, and it protects the image. And this whole thing, I lost the teeniest, tiniest little part of one of his ears, but it's all fine. So that's how you can tear out an image, and it's very satisfying. It's a lot faster than cussy cutting. It's a lot of fun. So I recommend it. It just gives you a totally different look. And I love this so much better than if I had just left that rabbit as it was. And here I decided to bring in a little gold and put this thing behind it. You know, the thing I love about making scrappy cards is, one, you don't even have to consider yourself a card maker. So for all my junk journalers out there, I know that y'all are like, oh no, we can't do that. We're not card makers. Yes, you can. For all my card makers, you can make junk journals. I'm here to be the bridge. But yeah, what I love about making scrappy cards is that anything goes, and I always come up with things that I would have never designed. I'm using air quotes right now that y'all can't see, but I come up with cards I would have set out to design. And I love that about it. So I've got 5 cards. I got exactly 28 minutes of video footage. That's how much time I spent $2. No, I did not spend $2. I spent 2 minutes folding my bases. So I used exactly 30 minutes. And here, when I brought in my base, it just felt still a little plain. So I decided to use another Scrappy strip. When I flipped it over, it was people are probably going to want to know what would that other side look like. And it looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. But when I flip over that yellow, I'm like, bam, that's what I want. It's probably because I love yellow so much. But I thought the yellow looked better, so that's what I picked. And another scrap bites the dust. And we have a card, my friends. One thing I do like about this glue is you have a ton of wiggle room time. It takes a while for this stuff to dry, so you can keep wiggling your little pieces around until the sun goes down. You got time. So that's kind of nice, because I did get a few things crooked and it allowed me to straighten them. That is the thing I enjoyed about using this glue today. And it would probably be good in a different dispenser. If you took this glue, this is just Eileen's clear glue. But if you took it and put it in a different glue bottle with a different top, it might be more enjoyable too. I could try that sometime. I do like that it's crystal clear. I mean, obviously it's going to dry clear, right? Don't have to worry about that. So today I made 3 A2 cards and 2 5x7s. And I just love them so much, you guys. Scrappy cards are kind of addictive. I mean, I'm just saying. I'm not upset that in 2024 I'm doing Scrap Attack, because it's fun. It's a whole lot of fun. And I promise we're going to be doing Scrap Attack for journal making too, because it's perfect. So here are my 5 cards. I can count. This is the first one. Isn't she lovely? She needs a funny quote. Lovely and funny. That's what I was going for today. I'm really wanting to make funny cards these days. Yep. Use those clusters, you guys, for everyone, for all my channel members. Just use up those clusters, throw them on a card, have some fun. Thanks so much for watching. Bye, guys.